Even the brother Johnson appears.
Just one of them.
Just one brother.
Yep.
How you doing, brother?
Good. How you doing, Randy?
I'm doing well. This is Vibrant You, by the way. And our Vibrant You Live.
Live.
I
Coming
think
to
we
you
should
live.
start throwing that in there. The live.
Coming to you live from KLFD. Yep. So welcome to another Vibrant You Live. I'm Nathan Johnson.
And I'm Shane Zeppelin, not Bo Johnson, but I'm filling in for Bo. He was stuck in his driveway today.
Yeah, like probably many of you stuck at home today. You know, if you have nowhere to be, it's a good day to be home. But yeah, we're here with Vibrant You to talk about, Vibrant broadband, all things kind of internet connected and more. Last week, to kind of recap, we talked about streaming. Specifically, we talked about streaming live TV, your local channels, what you're used to getting with cable or satellite service, sports, news, local channels, movie channels, all this different stuff. We talked about some of the bigger providers for streaming TV, and that's YouTube TV is one of the most popular, Hulu Live, and DirecTV Stream. Those are some of the, there are several more, but those are probably the three biggest ones. We talked about replacing your cable, replacing your dish possibly, but there's more to streaming than just that.
Yeah, so today we're going to talk about premium streaming, low-cost streaming, and free streaming. Premium streaming are things like Netflix, Disney Plus. Low-cost streaming would be like Paramount Plus and Peacock. And, of course, free streaming would be Tubi or like Crackle and those types of channels.
Yep. And with premium streaming, we're getting into, like Shane mentioned, Netflix, Disney Plus, HBO, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Apple's one of the newer ones, Apple TV. These are going to be providers that not only do they have movies and TV shows that are, somewhat newer, more up-to-date, ones that were just in, left theaters and are now available to stream. Well, they also produce a lot of their own content, and they do their own movies and shows you can only get on their service. It's all on demand. You can pretty much pause it, rewind it. You control when you watch it. We're kind of in the era of binging stuff. It used to be a show came on once a week. You recorded it at home. You watch it, after you watch it live. Well, now sometimes entire shows are being released at a time, and you choose when you want to watch it. You have a weekend free. The weather's horrible like today. You can sit down and watch 2, 3, 4 episodes, a whole season if you want. That's kind of the era we live in.
Exactly. And these channels are typically ad-free. And they're, again, like I said, Netflix, Disney Plus, HBO Max, Hulu, Amazon Prime, things like that. Some names are familiar. Showtime, HBO, Cinemax. These are ones that maybe you've gotten with your cable service currently, but you can just get these as a premium channel by themselves. And some are sports related. Bally Sports would be one of them. ESPN Plus is another one.
Yeah, and we were just talking to Randy about Bally Sports. If you're a Twins, Wild, or Timberwolves fan, and that's really what you want to watch, you can get just that channel, just that service during the Twins season, during the Wolves season, whenever, Wild, whenever you want to watch. You can get it for a few months and then pass on after.
Yeah, and we were talking last week too with switching between providers, and that's very simple to do.
Yeah. They're all no contract essentially. You can pick up and switch to another one if there's a better deal or better channels.
Exactly. Some of these each of the premium channels have their own exclusive content. So, for example, Netflix, they've got shows called like Stranger Things. You've probably heard of Stranger Things. Knives Out is a popular one. Ozark, that's another one that's popular. And then tons of movies and TV series as well. Amazon Prime Video, they have Jack Ryan, Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. Hannah is another popular one. And, of course, their own TVs and movies as well. And Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, that's right. And now that's changed to YouTube, so...
yeah, it's all going to kind of bounce around here.
It's going to bounce around for a while.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Shane mentioned there's some of these shows you may have heard of. You may have even seen advertisements for them, and you thought, well, I'm going to go to the movie theater and see that movie. I want to see it, or I want to watch that show. When does it come on TV or whatever? A lot of these most popular shows and movies available now are never going to come on your traditional TV, and you won't see them in theaters. To the begrudge of many theater companies, probably. Yeah. But a lot of these are going straight to their streaming providers, like Netflix. You can only watch Stranger Things, or Knives Out was a movie that just came out. That one's rare because Netflix did launch that in theaters for like one weekend. You could watch it in theaters, right. But then after that, it's only on Netflix, which is kind of interesting.
I did watch that the other night.
Oh,
It's a pretty good murder
Nice
whodunit kind of thing,
absolutely.
some comedy. Yeah, I watched it myself. I liked it. I enjoyed it myself. So, and then there's Hulu. You know, they have their own content as well. Only Murderers in the Building. If you're looking for another kind of comedy whodunit, I love that show. It's Steve Martin and Martin Short. They've been doing the comedy bit for decades now,
Yeah,
and I
sure.
love those guys. So they have their own content. Disney, you know, they have pretty much all the Disney movies. You know, even back to the 30s and 40s, all the original stuff. And then they also own the rights to Star Wars content. So if you're a Star Wars fan, you can pretty much watch all the Star Wars programming, and then also the Marvel superhero stuff.
Exactly. HBO Max, the Game of Thrones, that's popular. I mean, if you don't know what that is, you're living under a rock.
Yes.
The Sopranos. Barry is another good one with Bill Hader and Henry Winkler. That's a fun one to watch. And they've got a lot of the DC comic content.
Okay.
Peacemaker, Pennyworth, Doom Patrol, and of course all the Batman stuff. If you're a comic fan.
Yeah, Apple TV, similar. They had Ted Lasso was a really big show the last couple of years, kind of a comedy sports show about a soccer team in England. But that one's really, really popular. If you're watching the Emmys this year, or you follow award season, or you're just looking at advertisements for shows and movies, a lot of the most popular content you're going to get nowadays is moving to streaming. That's kind of the future of technology. You know, you're seeing less and less shows coming to live TV and less movies in the theaters because a lot of it's going to streaming.
Exactly. And these premium channels, they range anywhere from $8 a month to $20 a month. So each one of them, like Disney's $8 a month, Netflix is anywhere from 12 to 20.
Depending on your package, yep.
Yeah, so you can get these pretty inexpensive and get a lot of content, a lot of fresh new content with it.
And you can mix and match. You know, I have 2 or 3 or 4 of these at a time. You know, a new season drops, you can add it for a month, watch what you want to watch, and then cancel it. We talked about coming and going as you please.
Yep, and some of these are even included in your cell phone packages. Verizon, they include Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and Hulu. T-Mobile, they have a deal with Netflix and Apple TV. And AT&T, they have a deal with HBO Max. So if you have a cell phone provider, you might already be getting this included in your cell phone plan.
Cool. Yeah, and if you had Amazon Prime for the shipping benefits, free 2-day shipping and all that stuff, well, you automatically have access to their video catalog, their Prime Video. So you may have access to this stuff without having to pay more for it.
Yep. So the next thing we'll talk about is low-cost streaming, and these are channels that are 99 cents a month to $5-6 a month, and they are ad supported.
Yep.
So the premium channels are typically no ads. The low cost streaming, they include ads, but you're going to pay for some premium content. And this is like I'm talking about Paramount Plus, where they have Yellowstone, Star Trek, and Tulsa King. They have Top Gun Maverick movie. They got SpongeBob. They've got a lot of family content, and these are ones that you can't get on the free version of Paramount.
Yep.
Like Yellowstone, you can watch the older series, seasons, but not the new one.
Stuff, yep.
Right.
But the new one you're going to get on the most, like Paramount Plus.
Yep.
And you're going to pay $5 a month for that. Peacock is another one. They have the Saturday Night Live catalog, True Crime. They've got a lot of sports and kids shows as well.
Sure.
They have a free version and a paid-for version. Both of them have ads.
Yep.
The paid-for it has less ads, but also the newest content.
Yeah, I like one too. There's one called Friendly, and it's only $7. You can get it for just as low as $7 a month, and they have 40 channels. And they, they don't have the biggest catalog. They don't have a lot of your local channels, but they have some popular channels: History, Hallmark, Lifetime, Game Show Network, Outdoor Channel. They have a good channel list for only $7-8 a month, 40 channels. So there's a lot of content you can get for pretty inexpensive.
So we talk about the different live streaming channels that you can get: YouTube with YouTube TV and Hulu and DirecTV Stream. And some of those, like one might not have the other. So, for example, YouTube TV doesn't have History Channel, but Hulu does. But let's say you like all the other content on YouTube TV, you can get Friendly for $7 a month, and it includes History Channel, Hallmark, Lifetime, Game Show Network, Outdoor Channel, Sportsman's Channel, channels that aren't on YouTube.
Sure.
So you can mix and match and really fill every channel you want to get. A lot of times it's much less expensive than having a cable package with 200 plus channels where you watch 10 of them.
Exactly.
I'm just going to run out of time. That's all there is.
That's just it. There's 24 hours in a day. You're awake how many of those hours, and you've got to work some hours, you got to sleep some hours. I mean, so really there's so much content out there, more really content than you have time in the day to watch. But let's talk a little bit about free streaming.
Yeah, honestly, we talked about how much content you get for pretty inexpensive. You don't get much more inexpensive than free. There's so much free content now. Some programs that have massive movie and show catalogs, like Tubi is a really popular one, Pluto TV. I was on Pluto TV the other day. They have a Star Trek channel that just airs Star Trek all day. They have a Carol Burnett show channel where just you can watch Carol Burnett show, or Dick Van Dyke show. It just airs those all day, every day. And there's like sometimes hundreds of channels on some of these free programs.
Yeah. Roku itself has their own channel. And they talk about having 350 plus channels.
And that's where I watch the old Batman.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's
Adam West.
Yeah.
Then I get my BAM.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
You can watch these old shows, and like Freevee, Crackle, and Plex are other channels that have older content. If you like some older Westerns, there's channels for that.
Yep.
And a lot of that is free.
Yeah, and the key word is free here. I mean, you're not going to get necessarily all the channels you're used to with cable. It doesn't have a lot of the local broadcasting, the 4, 5, 9, 11, though some of them do include local news in some of those channels. But a lot of it's free content, but it's, like I said, it's not going to necessarily be the newest movies or newest shows, but it's like I said, it is free. So it's hard to argue with free.
I mean, if you're on tight budget, and the thing is, you might not be able to spend $80-$90 a month on
a lot of people.
live TV, but you can still get a lot of live content.
Yep.
Maybe not local, but you can get it free or for $7-8 a month. One of the ones that people don't think about, though, is just the YouTube channel, not YouTube TV,
Regular
but just YouTube.
Yep. Sure.
You can put that app on your Roku and watch as if you're on the computer watching YouTube, but on your TV.
Yep.
Yeah, they have full-length documentaries, sometimes movies, shows that are for free on there.
Yep.
Not to mention all the video content people create themselms and put on there. So
Yeah, you need to learn how to fix a carburetor or whatever.
yeah.
Do they make those anymore?
Yeah, who knows?
Few and far between these days. So, I mean, if you're listening now and you think to yourself, well, some of this stuff sounds interesting, but I don't have any idea how to use it. I don't stream now. I don't know how to stream. I'm intimidated by, getting all this new technology. We are having a free event a week from today, the 11th, at the Meeker Co-op office in Litchfield. Dreaming of Streaming is what we call it. We've put on probably a dozen of these already, and we try to do them about once a month, but it's a free class for anyone who's interested in learning more about how to stream, why streaming might be better. We have a couple TVs set up so we can physically show you. You can get it in your hands and play with it. I mean, if you're interested and curious, if you think you're interested in some of this, please come on by and take a look.
Yeah, it's free. So next week, January 11th, 5:30 at the Co-op.
Free snacks and non-alcoholic drinks as well.
Snacks.
Right.
Snacks.
And if you have any topics you want to talk to us about on Vibrant U Live, you can email those topics to vibrantulive@meeker.coop. That's Vibrant, the letter U, LIVE, at meeker.coop.
Yeah, or call us. We're located here in town. Our phone number is 693-3231 here in Litchfield, or visit our website, vibrantbroadband.com. We air, we've put our Dreaming of Streaming event actually on there as a video you can watch. There's a lot of great content there about streaming, about the Vibrant Broadband service, and how your internet can benefit your streaming and all that stuff. So website's a great resource as well.
Exactly. And we do rebroadcast these shows on our Facebook page the following day. But, of course, catch us here live every Wednesday.
That's right.
Yep. Every Wednesday, 10:30 KLFD.
And by the way, they will not use your name. If you email them, they won't say, well, Jim Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, Jim Johnson.
Sorry, Jim.
No, yeah. I mean, there's no such thing as a bad question. We're all learning. It's all new technology. But it is the future of technology. 5-10 years from now, unfortunately, you'll see less and less stuff in theaters. You'll see less and less stuff on your traditional TV service. It's all kind of moving to internet-based streaming stuff.
For sure.
So we'd like to thank Randy, for having us on, and KLFD for having us, and you for listening as the audience. My name is Nathan.
I'm Shane Zeppelin.
And this has been another episode of Vibrant U Live.
Vibrant Broadband. It's
snorting fast.